So, continuing about Bitcoin and its relatives, the cryptocurrencies, why you might care and why you might want to have some. Well, there are several reasons. One is that it's a revolution and the early adopters are going to see big advantages over the late adopters, particularly the people who can get some money into this new thing that's been appreciating at a rate of about, on the order of tenfold per year is not uncommon in its history since 2008 or 9. So that's pretty good, tenfold per year. So you might want to catch on to that, because if you don't, you kind of get left in the dust by the people who do. Now, there's only going to ever be 21 million of the thing that's called Bitcoin, and it appears that several million of them are already irretrievably lost. So that makes maybe a total of 18 million or so total to go around. And if we divide up the money on Earth, or just anything simple like just gold, and just take 10% of the gold supply into Bitcoin. I heard a man yesterday say that that would amount to multiple millions of dollars per Bitcoin. I don't remember the exact number, but it's got a long way yet to rise. Although it has some weaknesses, and definitely the idea that it's in a bubble, that there's mania. Yes, there is mania, but this mania may have a rational basis. And yet there may be a dark side here. Be careful. You don't want to buy at the top of a pyramid scheme. Now, it's not a pyramid scheme, but in the sense that if its price is going up because of speculation without a basis for real utility, then it's like its price is likely to fall again. So you may want some Bitcoin to hedge against the fact that if you don't get it now, you might pay a lot more later, or you might want to wait for a pullback. There's probably going to be a pullback or a crash or something where it falls. Maybe in the past it's fallen sometimes to 1/10 of its previous value. Like when it got over 1,000, I think it fell down below 100 after that. So something like that could happen. Today it's at between 10 and 11,000 last time I looked. So that would mean if it fell 10 to 1, it would drop down to 1,000 to 1,100. I personally don't think that'll happen, but it could drop to 7. So we'll see. Anyway, you might get in cheaper later. And then the question is where you want to be in Bitcoin itself, the one that has the name Bitcoin, or in one of what they call the alternatives to Bitcoin. Some of those are, some of those have, anyway, they have their pros and cons. Most of them are probably cons. Yeah, cons in the sense of con games and fraudulence and scamming and taking advantage. There's a lot of that in this field, because it seems like magic money can be created out of nothing. So you have to watch out. And that's one reason that if you go with the original Bitcoin, you're pretty safe. Except, is the original Bitcoin still the original Bitcoin? That's a story for deeper digging another time. In the meantime, if you want to get some Bitcoin, or one of the big 3 or 4, an easy way to do it right now, if you're an American or you have access to U.S. banking, or maybe even worldwide, Coinbase, it's called. Coinbase.com. They have now, I think, 11 million accounts. People have been signing up by the 50,000 a day, I think, lately. So go to Coinbase.com, get an account, and then you can send money from your checking account to their account, and then once you have it in your account at Coinbase, you can use it to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, or Litecoin. Those are the big three right now. Actually, another one of the, actually they're the big, three of the big four, or four of the big five. The other one that'll be coming on at the first of the year is called Bitcoin Cash. And it's a really, it's one for people with a little more, how shall I put it? It's more of the rebel coin. It claims to be true to Bitcoin's original purpose, which means it isn't just trying to be digital gold and store your savings. It wants to take the place of money for regular deals. It wants to be used in transactions. It wants to be fast and cheap to use so that it can take the place of Visa and MasterCard and dollar pricing, and just really shake up the system. So that'll be Bitcoin Cash, and I think it's already out there in the world, but I think it's going to come on to Coinbase around the 1st of January 2018. So that's an introduction, and hope you're enjoying it. If you like this stuff, subscribe, and I'll be encouraged to do more.